Hola and bom dia mundo. In today's video we're going to talk about living in Lisbon. Can anybody afford it anymore? We're actually exploring one of the sub-districts here called Loures. It's where the local Ikea is. There's a shopping centre here.
Loures.
Oh, Loures, is that what you're saying? And we actually want to find out if it's actually affordable to live near the city these days. Story's really enjoying these free water fountains because they shoot up in the air when she presses the button. Ready, go! Perfect summer activity for a hot day. But you keep missing the water. Well, it's a good way to get a kid to drink, eh? You're getting some free water. Yummy, yummy. So we're starting our journey through the Lisbon sub-district here, outside this place. We're in a place called ADAO BARATA. It's a lovely sunny day. There's quite a few families out just enjoying being by the park here. Lots of open green space. So far, so good. So the aim of today is to try and work out how it would feel to actually be living in this area. Often when Sasha and I look at moving to another country, we look at the capital city and then move outwards from there. Generally, we can't normally afford places right in the centre, and we would be looking at something like 10 kilometres out. This place is 13 kilometres from the city centre of Lisbon, which feels pretty close if you've got your own transport like a car or a bike of some kind. And the first thing I've noticed is the lovely relaxed feel here. What we found, Story? A river? It's pretty, isn't it?
I just can't fish.
There's no fish in there, I don't think.
I touched a fish.
It is a super hot day today, about 28 degrees, full sunshine. This is probably the best kind of conditions to be filming this kind of video because you'd really get to see what it's like to live here in a peak season. So we decided on a picnic lunch today, but there's a burger place here. Looks like there's some other restaurants as well. It's not a bad little park and meeting place. I think one of the primary goals for today is to see if being 13 kilometres outside of the centre of town feels anything like living in Lisbon, especially because if we were considering living here, this is the kind of place we'd end up looking at. Would you say we go see a viewpoint, eh?
Yeah.
Want to go see a viewpoint? See what it looks like around here. Okay, let's get in the car. So we're in the centre of town now in Loures. We've just come to the CAMARA MUNICIPAL, which is like the main government office where you do all of your business.
This is a really pretty building.
Yeah, it's a nice colour.
Yeah.
So usually when you move to Portugal, you'll end up in a building like this at some point. You'll get your residency certificates and your other official documents normally start from here. Also, this is a bit of a travel tip from us, but if you're searching out Portuguese towns, start your journey from here in the centre of town by the CAMARA MUNICIPAL, and that's kind of like you can fan out from there, can't you?
Exactly, yeah.
All of your main action stuff is going to be in this area. Well, this is cool, isn't it, Story? We're hitting the back streets.
Yeah.
This is nice. Sash, doesn't this remind you a little bit of Portugal when you're walking around in town? Yeah. So we are looking for just a local real estate agent or something where we can look in the windows and see how much it costs to rent property around here. Figured it shouldn't be too hard to find one. Here we are, a little baby one. So what can you expect to pay for a place around here?
Right, there is a one bedroom, actually one room, so a studio for 87,000 euros.
To buy?
To buy, yeah.
So that's actually a T1, so that means it's a one bedroom place, isn't it?
Sorry, yeah.
T0 means studio.
Okay, this is a studio, 400 euros for rent.
Which one? This one here?
Yeah, that's a studio though.
68 square meters in Loures. That's another mistake there. That's a armagine. That means like a storage facility.
It's like a house.
Yeah. So you can store your stuff for 400 euros.
Yeah, okay.
So is there any rentals here? Or are they all buys?
All to buy.
Right, so you got some urban land there for 105,000, 3-bedroom apartment for 308,000, 2-bedroom for 125,000. So the price jumps quite a bit, but none of the properties look very nice. So that real estate agent was mostly specialising in sales. They didn't have anything for rent, so we'll have to check up online what this kind of area is demanding for rental prices. In the meantime, as this is quite a pretty area, we're going to go and find a local cafe, see what it's like to just sit about, laze around and have a coffee. Maybe Story can find herself a little lolly. What do you think?
Like a lolly? Yeah.
All right.
Wow, strawberry one.
And a strawberry one. Okay, we'll see what we can find.
See if we can find a strawberry one for you.
It's cold.
It might be cold, yeah.
Well, I hope it's cold.
Yeah, it better be cold.
If it's a nice lolly.
So far I would say I could liken this kind of area to living in central Portugal rather than the city life. I've noticed there's a lot of people just sitting around outside on benches and outside cafes. Definitely feels like a local village, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It doesn't feel like we're like 10 minutes from Lisbon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nice lolly? Tasty? Good. Yes, please. Mummy's turn. You're good at sharing.
Hey, is it cold? It's warm?
It's not warm.
Yeah.
How's the coffee? Yuck.
Right.
Not good. I guess that's why they say drink it with sugar here, isn't it? Dika. So that's certainly a valid point for us. We love coffee, and if we were going to live in the city of Lisbon, there are so many really good coffee shops in the centre of town that we would frequent because they're there. But living out here, driving into town, finding somewhere to park and paying like parking space money in the city would be a lot just to get coffee. So that would be like the disadvantage of not living in the centre of town as regards to living in the suburbs like this. I just tasted mine and Sasha was not lying. That was one of the worst coffees I've had in the country so far. Are you looking at rental listings? Alright, so we found some properties here already. That one's 340 euros monthly. That one's already rented though, of course. We've got an unfurnished place here for 500. We're getting into the 700s now. Pretty much all condos and apartments at the moment. Mostly 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms. This is the first furnished one I've seen for 700. Again, 2 bedrooms. So far nothing in these listings giving us any excited feelings, is there?
No, I've gone to the most expensive one listed. It's 1,750 euros a month.
Yeah, in Loures, yeah?
In Loures for a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment.
That's expensive. What's it look like? Oh, that looks pretty grand, doesn't
It's
it?
big. You get a lot of space.
Very old-fashioned though.
Yeah. I don't know if it's furnished though. You might not get the furnishings.
But to be honest though, if you can afford 1,750, you'd want to be closer to the city, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
This one doesn't even look like it's got a view, but it is massive.
No, look, you can just see windows outside your window.
More apartments.
This shows you the view. It has got a balcony and a bit of outside space. That's what it looks like from the outside. So,
I don't know if I don't think I want to be dropping down 1,750 on a place like that. So we've just seen from the listing that that one does actually come fully furnished, but still, I reckon if you did a bit more searching, you could get more for your money and closer to town. Story wants to know where we're going. Do you want to go somewhere else? Yeah, okay. Should we do a little bit more exploring? Okay. We're going to take a little drive around and see what's in the local area. Ready to go? Okay. Alright, we're just heading back to the car now. It certainly does have more of a relaxed feel than when you drive around in the centre of city. When it comes to parking your car, most of the town was free parking, although we did have to pay to park here in the centre of town. As a guideline though, when we park in the centre of Lisbon for over 3 or 4 hours, it would normally cost us about 12 euros. Here it's about 20 cents for 15 minutes and it only cost us €1.30 for 2 hours to park here. Huge difference. For information's sake, that 2 coffees and ice cream cost €2.20, but you've got a tummy ache, haven't you?
Yeah, it made me feel a bit ill. A big headache as well. Those robusta beans.
Yeah, not very nice. Right, we're going to head off to the local church. It's meant to look quite nice in there. And here we are, just another 2 or 3 minutes outside of where we just were. Once again, feels totally different. So quiet. So I've stopped here because I was hoping to get a chance to see inside this church. I saw some pictures on Google and it looks fantastic in there. I'm not sure I'm going to get a chance to go inside now. Listen to the sound of those bells. I think there's a load of cattle over there. I thought it was somebody's wind chimes. This is magic. See those sheep in there? I was not expecting that. And for the record, how many people expected this kind of scenery outside of Lisbon? Just a couple of minutes. I've just been walking around on my own, really appreciating the sounds around me. I didn't expect to be doing this on a Lisbon day. This is the kind of thing I do like on a nature day. Property for sale over there. So it looks like I've arrived way too late to be able to see inside the church today, which is a shame. I'll share a couple of pictures here that I found on Google that show you the inside of it, which made it look a little bit different, something that I wanted to show. I'm glad that I managed to come down to this area because it's so close to where we just were, so close to the centre of Lisbon, and yet totally different feeling. People are even working the land. Typical Portugal. All right, let's go do some more sightseeing. Whoosh. Look at this. I feel like I'm in the countryside. Again, about 2 minutes drive or less from where I just was over there. I was driving towards this place here, which is the PALACIO de CORREIO-MOR, the Palace of the High Courier. I guess you could liken it to the Busako Palace of this area. Unfortunately, there's a barrier here. I can't get any closer to it. I think it's exclusively for weddings and private events now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Did you just look up something about private tours?
Yeah, you can do a private tour, but it's like €150 per person or something like that to
Oh
go
my
in.
word, that's really pricey.
Yeah, it is. It feels really deserty up here though.
Yeah, it does.
And there's even some cactus over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so there is. Not something I would expect so close to Lisbon. So I've just walked about as far as you can walk without being stopped by somebody for trespassing, and it looks like quite a beautiful place. And I'm really glad we discovered these little parts of Lisbon today. From what I could see up here on this hill, it does look like a beautiful place to have a wedding or to have a private event, especially if they're not letting riff-raff like me in with my YouTube camera. I can't be 100% sure, but it even looks like there's some walking trails up there. It's pretty safe to say that Lisbon has surprised me again today. We definitely got to see a different side of the city again, didn't we?
Absolutely.
Are you driving? Are you going to take us home? After you finished your biscuits? Look at you. Excellent driving. Thank you very much. I'll go rest in the back then, yeah? Did you enjoy your day in Lisbon? Yeah?
Yeah.
So it looks like Story just wants to clean the car.
Yeah.
Fine. I can't really complain too much about it. It always needs a clean. Yeah, do a good job. So I think it's pretty safe to say that even though we are 10 kilometers outside of Lisbon, it does not feel like you're living in the city at all. So if you're looking for that proper central city experience, you're not going to get it living in the suburbs. If you've got a budget of up to €1,000, you can definitely find somewhere out here, especially if you need to work in town or something like that.
Yeah, you'd be in a good vicinity to access the city.
Yeah, and I think like having a family and like being a bit more calm, it's not too bad a place to live because there's not as much traffic. Everything's here, like parks and, you know, health centres, all that kind of stuff. There's even a hospital just down the road. So it has got everything you need, but it doesn't have that Lisbon experience. Anyway, we're going to round this video up. Right, Story, do you want to say goodbye? Bye-bye, camera.
Bye-bye, camera. His trousers.
This is his trousers. What is that, what the car wears? Don't forget to watch right to the end of this video to see a preview of the weekend vlog. Follow us on Instagram. My account is Tiny Moments Everywhere. Sash's is 8 miles from home to see our mini stories between moments. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Dusty. Everybody.
Everybody is happy birthday time!
Whose birthday is it?
Daddy's!
It's Daddy's birthday very soon, that's right. It's difficult to blow up story. Double thumbs up.
Cheers, world. Halfway to go.